Yo, what is going on, guys? We are back today for another video, and I'm so annoyed because I just recorded this entire video, and then I went to finish and I realized I wasn't recording the entire time. I went back and looked. It was a 0-second clip of when I started, and then there's nothing after that. So I'm very annoyed. Well, I guess we're doing it again. So we're going to be checking out Isofiend today, watching a deep dive. For me now, it's going to be the second time, because I already watched it the first time. Oh, I'm so annoyed. But anyways, let's get into the video. So, the way I started the first time was talking about Mystic Champions. So, this year, we have had an abundance of Mystic Champions. We started off with White Tiger, and then, more recently, then soon after that we got Destroyer, and then in very recent history, we got Enchantress, one of the new craziest defenders, especially in the Mystic class, just in general, but one of the craziest Mystic defenders in game now. And then we got our Summoner's Choice champion in Shothra, another Mystic champion, and then we just got our latest champion, Spiral, another Mystic champion that's supposed to be geared as like a Serpent counter. And now we're getting another Mystic champion in Isophyne. But not just any Mystic champion. No. We're getting Isophyne. The living Isosphere was constructed by the founders millennia ago to protect the battle realm and exterminate all who trespass upon its perfection. Now, what is the Isosphere? Well, the Isosphere is this little guy right here. It's the behind their logo on the game. This is what you start the game fighting for. This is what everyone is after. Kang, Thanos, Collector, Maestro, everybody. They want the power of the Isosphere for themselves, because this is essentially limitless power here. Everybody wants to get their hands on this. Now, Isosphene is the living embodiment of that. So she should be the strongest champion in the whole battle realm, right? Well, let's find out. Let's watch her deep dive together for the first time.
We're back here today with another
second time for
deep
me.
Dive.
So annoying.
Today, we're talking about Isofiend.
Okay.
So, sit back and relax, because it's time to get into it.
At least now I'll have a much better idea of what I'm talking about. So I guess that's a silver lining. Alright, let's go, Mike.
Isofiend enters the contest as a Mystic Idol, granting immunity to bleed, cold snap, and frostbite effects. Idols also have fractured power bars. This means they can perform
Hold on a second here. Okay, hold on. So as a defender, dude, okay, Isosphene, she only has a 2.5 defender strength, but I'm pretty sure it's been confirmed that there's at least 3 more of these idol champions coming, and they're also all going to be sharing the fractured power bar mechanic, right? So Isosphene is not a defender, but what worries me is this fractured power mechanic bars on like a Serpent level defender that's going to come out next year as an idol champion. And this is what worries me. So, as a defender, idols have the following chances to throw special attacks based on their power bar. What? So, at 3 bars of power, there's only a 60% chance for them to perform a special 3? Huh? What? First of all, that sounds really weird. Actually, the first time I watched Deep Dive, I didn't even look at this. So actually, maybe I'm glad this all happened. Dude, that's weird. That's weird. You would think they would want it to be 100% once they're at 3 bars, so you can use special 3U. So 60% chance for special 3, 30% chance for special 2, and 10% chance for special 1. So that's just weird. That just strikes me as weird. But where there's really going to be a problems, is I think when they're just here. So 2 bars of power. So there's going to be a 66% chance for them to throw a special 2, but a 34% chance for them to throw a special 1. So like, what if one of the future idol champions is like Enchantress, where you don't want to bait the special 1, so you push them to 2 bars, and they just decide to throw the special 1. Like, what if that happens? This genuinely has me worried a bit. Let's keep watching.
Also have fractured power bars. This
Like, don't get me wrong. Offensively, I absolutely love it. I love being able to choose whatever special I want at any given time. But on defense, that is the potential defensive shenanigans Kabam could cook up on future idols. That is what has me worried. Just to be extra super clear.
They can perform any special attack as long as they have the power to do so. Isophine's mystical physiology causes their attacks to deal energy damage. And they benefit from rank 3 of the Mystic Dispersion Mastery, even if it's not activated.
This is something I don't get here. Or not that I don't get it, I get it, but it doesn't expand upon it, which I don't like. It just says here, so Isophine's mystical physiology causes their attacks to deal energy damage, and she benefits from rank 3 of the Mystic Dispersion Mastery when it's not activated. Okay, what about when it's activated? What if I have 3 points in the Mystic Dispersion Mastery? Does this stack on top of it, or does it do absolutely nothing because she already defaults to the 3 points in it? Do I need to have a 4th point in it for it to even be to even bother? Like, I don't know, and they don't explain in the dev notes either. So I don't like that.
Combat power
That's what I don't get about
this. By 25%. Also, both champions' light attacks have a 35% chance to nullify
That's a high chance
off of Isophine's opponent.
35%.
And if the opponent has a Pierce effect active, this becomes 70%. And whenever any of Isophine's personal nullify abilities would trigger, but the opponent does not have any buffs active, they gain an instant power gain, granting 10% of a bar of power, or 3.5% as a defender.
Some champs just can't nullify, so it's nice to get a benefit there.
Isofiend gains 2 ego passives. They also
She's got
gain
such a
1
big ego, it's
whenever
crazy.
a buff is nullified. Ego lasts for 3.5 seconds, expire 1 at a time, and are paused during specials. Each ego passive grants increased attack and energy resistance, and maxes out each ego passive.
So I think this is for a rank 3 because on here, this is a maxed out 6-star, and this is only 700 attack rating. So I'm guessing this is a rank 3 because it's a big difference on attack. Like when I first saw this, I was like, holy crap, 1100 attack rating. Then I read this, I'm like, 700. It's not nearly as big of a deal, but I think this is rank 3.
Grants increased attack and energy resistance, and
maxes out a lot of attack.
10 stacks. Now,
10 times that, or 10,000 additional attack rating. That's big.
On the first hit of their special 1, they inflict an energy vulnerability passive for 14 seconds. This is paused during special attacks and strikers. They also gain a second if activated above 2 bars of power, and the final hit nullifies 2 buffs on the opponent. With the special 2, the final hit inflicts a non-stacking 100% wither passive for 24 seconds. While active,
that's not bad.
whenever they trigger a nullify, another is triggered. And if this is activated after hitting the opponent's block with a light or medium, this special is passively unblockable.
That's cool.
Additionally,
I like just rip down their block.
Ego passive, a Fury passive will trigger for the duration of the attack.
I like that, but I don't like that it's only for the duration of the attack. The moment this special is over, those Furies are gone, bro. You don't get to keep them. Watch. Gone. Just like that. Gone. Bye.
The Special 3. At the end of this attack, the opponent suffers from a non-stacking degen passive, dealing direct damage over 35 seconds.
Degen's not bad.
This damage is increased for each personal energy vulnerability on the opponent. And while it's active, Isophine's Special 1 inflicts an additional energy vulnerability. Now, let's check out their signature ability.
This is where the craziness is.
As an attack,
right here.
Activating a special attack grants Isophyne a non-stacking regen passive.
Not this part.
Healing up to 0.6%.
Missing health
for each
missing health.
Over 4
lame.
seconds. Additionally, Isophyne starts each fight with a power gain passive, granting up to 99% of a bar of power.
Deathless Thanos has good regen.
Also, Isophyne won't let any
this right here. This is what makes her a Serpent counter. So I've read some comments on here that not a surprise she needs the dupe as Kabam's giving her for free. The fact that she needs to be awakened to counter Serpent is annoying AF. And man, I gotta disagree here. Like, so when I first saw Isophyne coming, you know, when I first heard of what she was, the living embodiment of the Isosphere, my hype levels were through the roof. Through the roof. Then I heard Kabam is giving her out to everyone as a 7-star for free, including Thronebreaker players. I heard that, and then I was like, oh, okay, so she's gonna suck. She's gonna be mid. And maybe that's a bad conclusion to jump to when I hear that information, but that's the way my brain works. And I can guarantee you I am not alone in that thinking. I've seen plenty of other YouTube comments, plenty of people in line chat saying the same thing. They're giving her away for free. How good can she really be, you know? And I was expecting, again, I was expecting her to just be bad, just to be mid. So in the off chance that she does turn out to be a really good champion, well, then I was thinking she's probably going to need Sig 200 to be really good, you know? Like, to be able to counter Serpent just with absolute ease, you know, I would figure she would need to be at least high Sig or something. No. Kabam was nice. Sig 1. Sig 1 to Sig 200, it's the exact same for this first bullet point. It does not matter her Sig level. She just needs to be awakened to counter, to just walk through Serpent at the end, which is the hardest part of fighting him. So, kudos to Kabam for not making it like 186 stone requirement, you know? You gotta awaken her. Well, of course you gotta awaken her, bro. She's a free 7-star gift. Like, what more do you want? Like, seriously. And then this was also a good idea. Like, wouldn't it be funny if the Valiant Holiday gift is her awakening? That would be interesting. That'd be cool. I doubt it, but that would be cool. Alright, let's keep watching.
Cosmic threats escape their fate. They're inflicted with an indefinite 125% marked passive when their health drops below 10%.
Look at that, just walk right through them.
Let's take them out for
Crazy.
A spin in the champion rotation.
It makes it so that Serpent is basically unduped.
To begin,
that's what her dupe does.
And focus on your lights to trigger your nullify or instant power gain. Build to above 2 bars of power. Then,
her shield animation is actually kind of cool. I like that.
2 energy vulnerability.
Didn't notice that before.
Depending on the fight before you, you might want to stack a few more if that health pool is chunky. Remember, you'll nullify 2 buffs on the final hit of that special one. So, use that Mystic Dispersion to your advantage and launch those specials back to back. Once you're ramped, build to your special 2 and launch to punish your opponent with massive furies and big yellow numbers. Now, if you're up against
right here, I don't like this part. So, you know, it builds up,
your special 2,
those special 2,
to punish your
no crit, which is probably what's going to happen most of the time. 3 non-crits.
Massive furies
and then they show the big crit on the final hit, and then they say
big yellow numbers.
Big yellow numbers. Only if you're lucky. There is nothing in her special 2 to increase her critical rate or anything like that. It's all just luck on if it crits or not. So, big yellow numbers, maybe sometimes, if you're lucky. Like,
Now, if you're up against an opponent with a lot of buffs, you'll have no issue ramping your ego passives, stacking those energy vulnerabilities, and devastating the opponent with an onslaught of brutal special attacks.
No crit. See that? That's going to be the average special 2 experience. No crit.
And hey, keep in mind, with her Sig ability, no cosmic opponent will be able to escape their fate. When falling below 10%, they're inflicted with a 125% marked passive. So, don't be too scared of a little death immunity or immortality. Thank you for watching this champion deep dive for Isofiend. And hey, if you like the video and want to see more, click subscribe, like, comment, and share. And if you haven't already,
CCP,
join the official Marvel Contest
not
of
even
Champions
CCP,
Discord,
but like a dev beta where you can fight whatever you want.
We'll see you in the battle realm.
Oh, this is interesting. So yeah, technically Isophyne is genderless. The idols were around before genders were a thing, I guess, or something. So that's why they're being referred to as they, because they are essentially genderless. But yeah, I'm just gonna call her a chick because she looks female to me. So yeah, if anyone has a problem with that, well, she is a non-living character champion. So I'm gonna refer to her as she, even if that's misgendering her, because I'm not gonna try to catch myself and say they every time, personally. And also she deserves it because this is the most. I've never seen a champion that's more full of himself than her. Like. So yeah, her ego, the ego part of her kit is for real. She has such a big ego, it's crazy, ever evolving ego. It's fitting. Watch the motion trailer for her if you don't know what I'm talking about, bro. She talks so high and mighty. It's really funny. But yeah, so that's Isophyne. Gotta say, personally, like I said, when I first heard about the champion, the lore behind the champion and everything, my hype levels were sky high. Then I find out she's a free gift. The hype levels come all the way down. And then after seeing everything, I feel like, it's not bad. We're about here, For the living embodiment of this, the isosphere, what everyone is after. Fun little fact about it as well. This was for the first ever tournament for the game. Ended up winning. When they gave me this trophy, they had said that they told me all these grand ideas of what they wanted to do for the trophy. They wanted to make it the actual isosphere, which they ended up doing like a year or two later, of course, when I didn't win. But yeah, they wanted to make like the entire isosphere the trophy because that's the logo behind the game. That's everything. Like we can put up here, isosphere trophy. Let's see. Got a picture of it? Yeah, right here. Look how good this thing looks, man. Man, that thing looks beautiful. That's what they wanted to do early on, and they couldn't do it yet. But eventually they were able to, and man, it looks so incredible. And this is the isosphere. This champion is supposed to be the living embodiment of that. So, it shouldn't even be a mystic champion. It should be superior class, in my opinion. We had known about Deathless Thanos coming for a long time. They've told us about Isophyne. Like, I had really high hopes that one of these two champions, someone with an infinity gauntlet and who's always had the superior class, and someone who's the living embodiment of what powers the entire lore of the game, I thought maybe they would be outside of the normal 6 class wheel if there was ever a time for it, But no, standard mystic, cosmic classes. And on Isophyne, So, let's take a look at the attributes for a second here. Survivability, 3. She's got that missing health regen, which I'm not a fan of. I like actual regen, but just regen. Not based off missing health. I just want to heal. Don't make it contingent on how much health I have. I hate that. Damage is a 4 out of 5, which is the same as Deathless Thanos. Her damage does not look nearly as good as Deathless Thanos's. Her damage doesn't look bad, though, not to say. She gains, like, on a rank 3, it was like 1100. On here, on a 6-star, it's like 777. But per ego, and she can get up to 10 of those. On a rank 3, we're talking like 10,000 increased attack rating. That is a lot. You can see at the end here of these fights against Serpent here. So these are just basic combos here, non-crits. It's decent. She's at 10 of the ego. That was a 10,000 non-crit. So if she's landing crits, those are going to be pretty big. But again, she doesn't have any way to increase her crit rate, which I am not a fan of. I'm sure I haven't seen the base stats, but I assume they're just going to be, around average. So I don't know. But ease of use, 4 out of 5. She definitely seems very easy and simple to play. Utility, 3 out of 5. And then defender strength, 2.5 out of 5. Like I said, I'm not really worried about her being a defender or being a defensive threat at all, but I am worried about the future implications of the fractured power bar system and the RNG of them throwing which special it is based off chance, and especially if there's some heavily defensively built champions. I'm a little bit worried because, we've seen what Kabam can do without fractured power and without RNG on which special they activate with Serpent, Bullseye, Enchantress. I mean, Enchantress does have RNG on her special. It might be like that again, so I'm a little bit worried about that. But overall, I think for a free gift, that even Thronebreakers are going to be getting. I think she's good. Definitely not too much. Definitely enough. She's not under the bar, I would say, for like what a good 7-star to give out would be. Definitely doesn't seem like a bad champion, but just not the levels I built her up to be in my mind of what I think this type of champion should look like. But that's just my mind, of course. It's always raising the bar higher than it needs to be and thinking outside the box on these stuff. But yeah, so overall I'd say I'm a bit disappointed personally, but still definitely excited to try her out. And you know, you really don't know until you play the champion for yourself. You can watch videos, you can watch deep dives, you can watch whatever you want. It doesn't matter. You got to play the champion for yourself to formulate an actual opinion. That's my opinion anyways. So yeah, I'm excited to actually play her. Make sure you guys are logging in for the grand supply drop. You gotta be logging in every day to get a brand new 7-star, and as long as you're at least Thronebreaker, it will be a guaranteed 7-star Isofiend on the last day of that specialized login calendar. So yeah, well, hold on, here's some Mystic Dispersion. Well, Isofiend doesn't get Mystic Dispersion in their base kit. Having it will allow them to go even crazier with the sheer amount of power. So they'll gain at high ranks. So that still doesn't answer my question. Does it stack, or do you have to have more than 3 points for it to even be worthwhile? Hopefully it stacks. That'd be nice. But yeah, Isofiend, I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm going to need to play her to really formulate an opinion. My brain is definitely still clouded by her origin story and the living embodiment of the Isosphere. Like, it's going to take a while for me to get over that. But yeah, that's going to go ahead, wrap it up for this video. Second time recording it. I feel like the first time would have been more entertaining, but I'd say this one is more informative because I have a better understanding of what I'm saying in this one. But yeah, the first one is long lost forever. Hope you guys enjoyed the second take, though. Drop a thumbs up if so. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Thank you guys so much for all of the support. And be sure to check out the video we went and made on Deathless Thanos. I went way more in depth, and that dude, I am truly excited for. So much more than Isofiend. You know, my expectations for both of these champions were sky high, and Deathless Thanos actually delivered. And maybe even and then some. So yeah, that's gonna go ahead and do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know which champion you're more excited about, Isofiend or Deathless Thanos. And I mean, probably everyone's more excited about Deathless Thanos. But if you are more excited about Isofiend, please tell me why. If you think she's gonna make a really big splash in the game, or is gonna be really good, or anything positive you want to say about her, let me know. Try to sell me more on Isofiend. My mind is definitely open to Isofiend propaganda. So yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up for this video. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. We're aiming for 120,000 subscribers before the year 2025. I got a lot more fun content planned for this year and for next year. You're not going to want to miss it. Thank you guys so much for all the support on this amazing journey that is life, YouTube, everything. Hope you guys have a great, wonderful day. Peace.